often determined religious traits. Christianity never really came here, as the British did not allow missionaries into this region. The Dalai Lama laid the foundation stone for this center of Buddhist studies, where lamas practicing Mahayana Buddhism research on Buddha's doctrines of peace.
बुद्धिज्म यहाँ में काफ़ी लोग हैं यहाँ में ऐसे टोटल आपका 6:30 बजे से 8 बजे 8:30 तक में पूजा चलता है यहाँ में उसमें फुल मून में तो सब लोग आके यहाँ में और हम लोग पूजा करते हैं उसमें प्रसाद वरसाद दे के सब आदमी यहाँ में आके जमा होता है.
We also came across another sect of Buddhists at the Theravada Buddha Vihar.
After the 300 years of the Mahaparinirvana of Gautama Buddha, there was some conflict between the members of the Sangha. So, some of the Sanghas, members of the Sanghas, Gautama Buddha is known as Theravada Buddhism.
The followers of this sect claim that what they practice is the original form of the religion as practiced by the Buddha.
Then now another major change in Arunachal is influence of all the different religions that are coming in. So far, I'm glad to say the state has been very tolerant. You know, you see a lot of churches, both Catholic, Protestant. People have the right to join whichever group they'd like to put their faith in. We have Hindu temples. Of course, we have the Buddhist religions with us from before. All the border areas are Buddhist. And also there has been a great revival of our traditional faith, you know, the Doni Polo, which literally translated means the sun-moon faith.
So this particular natural element have been adopted by the people for the reasons that sun and moon, they are the perennial source of light, power and energy, and as such the light-giving force.
And this is actually, it's a way of life, you know, it's so intertwined with our daily living that people don't even think of it as a formal religion. It's there, you know, every day in your work. And when a person is very good, they say, you know, he is a Doni Polo person.
The believers of Doni Polo faith, they practice this religion traditionally without any temple and not in an organized manner. They used to pray by heart.
Doni Polo, there's no temples. Only now the state is trying to create a place where people can congregate and practice this Doni Polo culture. But originally it was only during the great festivals that people got together, and we have these special singers, you know, the rhapsodists who narrate the whole history of the tribe. He would sing, you know, sometimes for 5 days and 5 nights, and he would be singing the whole story of creation.
From there, we went to pay a visit to a hospital run by a Ramakrishna mission.
Ramakrishna mission in Arunachal Pradesh. We came in Arunachal Pradesh before 30 years, when development in this remote state of Arunachal Pradesh was practically nil. Education was very, very low here. At that time, we opened a school in a remote area of Arunachal Pradesh called Along. That school is still running, and we are having nearly 2,000 students. It is a residential school. Then we are having another school in Tirap district near Devmali. There we are having nearly 600 residential schools. Both schools are higher secondary schools. Third, we are having here in Itanagar, the capital of Arunachal Pradesh, a general hospital. This is the biggest hospital in Arunachal Pradesh, and we are having 180 beds here, and daily nearly 1,000 people in OPD attend this hospital. This hospital has started in 1979. We started from the OPD, just the beginning, and then slowly it has been expanded to the present state. People from all over Arunachal Pradesh come here for treatment. They sometimes come from a very remote area. They walk for 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, even 1 week, and they come here for treatment. So you can understand how much this hospital is giving its service to the people of this remote area, where modern facilities of medical treatment is very, very less.
As we were taking in images of Arunachal Pradesh, it was raining all the while, and we drove down a wet and winding road to watch some very gracious and rhythmic dancing that seemed to have an essence of timelessness. Stopped by to watch the Adi dance. This is usually performed during the Mopin festival. The beautifully clad women swayed rhythmically as they sang about the birds and the beasts. What impact would you say is westernization and modernization having on the traditional culture?
No, not really. I think despite all the influences and despite the suddenness of the change, there is a great movement in all, many of the district headquarters, I would say, and also in Itanagar, to remind ourselves, to constantly revive what was our culture, what is our culture, what are our beliefs. So we have a lot of good people who are taking up these various projects and trying to keep things alive in the modern context. When it becomes very difficult, you either remove your whole past and catch up with the present, or you try to keep both together. Striking this harmony is the difficulty. Most of Arunachal is very, very rural still. I mean, you see much of each other, you know. So there was no, I suppose, no kind of disturbance or restlessness or even enmity to build up. And people were very content with their lives within their particular community. This is, of course, changing now. There
is a gap between wanting and having. But even here, there are people who look like they do not get restless and seem to be contentedly weaving.
Unlike in the rest of the country, only the women are allowed to weave. In Manipur, even the male members do wonderful textiles. In the south, I've seen the loom workers. Most of them are men doing the silks. In Arunachal, it's totally the domain of women. Men are not allowed to touch the instruments of weaving even, and that is a woman's weapon, you know. And there are stories, of course, they say the designs came to women, you know, in a dream given by the gods. Before that, we didn't know how to weave. So all the patterns were sort of born in a dream. And there is a punishment also that, you know, if you haven't been a good person, after death, when you go into the underworld, if you're being punished, you go to a place where there are no weavers. So you can see the, you know, the status of how much weaving and this means to local tradition, tribal tradition.
We moved on to catch a glimpse of the man's world, where we found dexterous hands working on bamboo and cane. Bamboo is one of Arunachal's greatest natural resources and quite omnipresent in the common man's life, in the shape of building materials, furniture, and various implements like fish traps, baskets, strainers, etc. Various excursions, the rain never ceased. But we went to the Indira Gandhi Park, where a lot of people had gathered. Umbrella in hand, people watched Chief Minister Gegong Apang unfurl the tricolour and celebrate a free India turning 51. The program that followed was a cultural medley, an indication that the rest of the world is no longer shunned, that the days of splendid isolation are now over. The splendid isolation might be over, but traditions are preserved because they are also a way of life. There are, however, some traditions that the new state seeks to change. For instance, in this largely patriarchal society, there is now an attempt to have women participating in politics.
Women have always been traditionally, the stronger of the. Now there's, of course, we have the Arunachal Pradesh Women's Welfare Society, but they have been quite active in this field also, pushing for political rights and for legislation in the assemblies to put